Welcome to the best of the Black Hills Conference as we are live from St. Thomas More High School gym for two of the best teams in the Black Hills Conference doing the battle tonight on the hardwood live from Rapid City. It's the Spearfish Spartans going up against the St. Thomas More Lady Cavaliers in a Black Hills Conference matchup. You're watching in live again to the St. Thomas More High School gym, the site of tonight's Black Hills Conference doubleheader right here on KDSJ-TV, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Good evening from the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Clayson Davis on the call tonight, along with our trusty tech guru and the man who just knows how to do everything correct in life. It is Paul James joining us here with KDSJ Sports. And Paul, we got two that could be really, really exciting doubleheaders tonight that will pay big dividends in the Black Hills Conference.
Totally, and the same thing's going to go for both teams. You both got to bring your A game tonight. That's going to be the one thing, whether it's the girls matchup or the boys matchup, you better be ready to go.
As again, it's our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off, being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair in Spearfish and in Sturgis. The Black Hills home team for collision repairs at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish and off exit 32 Junction Avenue in Sturgis. Spearfish Spartans enter this contest with a 4-3 record after dropping last Thursday's contest to number 1 ranked in Class A Makpialuta on the road in Pine Ridge. And as we will hear from head coach Dakota Johnson here in a few moments, but the Spartans, not a whole lot of time to sit around and lick their wounds as they got to turn around and hit the road again to take on another very talented Class A team in the Black Hills Conference.
That's for sure. I mean, anytime you come in here to St. Thomas More, you know you're going to have a battle on your hands, and then especially playing in their own gymnasium. A little bit smaller, of course, a little bit warmer, a little bit louder.
Oh, yeah.
Right now you're seeing the seats, and there's not an awful lot of bodies in the seats right now, but we do really expect that to change a lot over the next 10 to 15 minutes. And then, of course, perhaps a hotly contested matchup, you could call it, as a couple of ranked teams, one in AA and one in also Class A in the boys' game later on tonight.
Exactly. We start off with game number 1 of our doubleheader tonight here on KDSJ-TV. It's the Spearfish Lady Spartans, 4-3 on the season, going up against the St. Thomas More Lady Cavaliers, 8-3 on the season as well. These two teams have skyrocketed toward the top of the Black Hills Conference the last few years. Though Spearfish has most of the bragging rights the last few seasons, entering this contest with a 3-game win streak going up against the Lady Cavaliers. But, of course, prior to that, St. Thomas More Lady Cavs won 14 straight. So it's been a series of streaks. Spearfish hoping to keep this streak alive versus the Lady Cavaliers trying to make it 4 in a row. But the St. Thomas More, the Lady Cavs, trying to get their first win of the series since 2022. We will be back with look as we lay the foundation, brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. As that's coming up next, we will preview both of these teams and get closer and closer to tip-off. It's the Lady Spartans and the Lady Cavs on KDSJ-TV.
In a world of few guarantees, Jake's Collision Repair stands behind all of their work with a lifetime guarantee. Jake's Collision Repair uses only original parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
And welcome back to the St. Thomas More High School Gymnasium, the site of tonight's Black Hills Conference doubleheader between the St. Thomas More Lady Cavaliers and the Spearfish Lady Spartans. As we continue with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off here live from Rapid City. These two teams, again, no stranger to one another. Let's lay the foundation to this matchup. That's being brought to you by Heinzerling Concrete, our good friends at Heinzerling. Thank you for helping us out here with KDSJ Sports. Heinzerling Concrete, you can give them a call at 605-210-2320. We will start with the visiting team for this contest. It's the Spearfish Lady Spartans under the direction of Dakota Johnson in her 5th season at the helm of the Spearfish Lady Spartans. As Spearfish coming into this contest, again, 4-3 on the season, 0-3 versus teams with winning records. That's been the big bugaboo for the Spartans this season. They do very well versus teams that haven't quite hit that 500 mark, but they struggle with teams that have had success this season, and they're looking to get their first win tonight versus a very good team with a winning record in St. Thomas More.
And with a winning team usually comes good defense. So that's been the problem for Spearfish this year, has been the offense, to generate some offense. So when you run into some of these defensively really good teams, they just have trouble generating points. Kate Scharf has been the leading scorer all year, expected that, but when she's off, who is going to pick up the slack? And even when she's on, you need somebody besides Kate to be scoring as well. And that's going to equal trouble for the Spartans this year if they can't kind of depend and lean on some other players to put up points. Now, that doesn't mean somebody else has to put up 15 a game, but you might need 3 or 4 kids to put up 5 or 6 a game. Then you've got a really good balanced scoring attack along with someone who can potentially put up 20 or 30 points, and then you're looking a lot better.
Spearfish last week at Pine Ridge, when they took on the #1 team in Class A, Makpia-Luta, held to just 18 points, their lowest point total within recent history. Definitely the lowest in the past 3 seasons.
But Spearfish did a fantastic job on defense against Makpia-Luta.
I was about to say that. Both teams held well under 30 points of their season average last week in Pine Ridge in a game that most expected Makpia-Luta to simply run up and down the floor on the Spartans. They couldn't. Spearfish, as we again will hear from Dakota Johnson, but again, that defensive strategy last week, Spearfish did not let Makpia-Luta run in transition and get inside the paint, and that will be another big key tonight versus St. Thomas More, a Lady Cavalier squad that has a bunch of experience and a bunch of height. You have a 6 feet tall Leighton Shear, who's again averaging about 9.5 points a game. You have 3 girls for the Lady Cavaliers that all average over 8 points a contest, so they spread the ball out. A lot of those girls have some height and athleticism. They do have a few that can shoot from the outside as well. Spearfish kept Makpia-Luta cold from behind the arc last week and in their home gym, in Makpia-Luta's home gym, and look to probably have a similar game plan tonight as far as stuffing up the paint and not letting St. Thomas More get easy points within the paint.
Absolutely, and if they can do that, then you give yourself a chance. But you've got to figure some things out on offense. You've got to get some girls going. We've seen Tierson Grubb at times show some potential of being able to put up several points real quickly. Addie Bowman's done the same thing. And then you have other guards, some shooting guards like Anna Eisenbarth and maybe Callie Reiners. If they can hit a few buckets, a few three-pointers, they don't have to shoot the lights out, but got to participate and add a little points to that total as well.
Absolutely, as again, last week, Spearfish's leading scorer, Kate Scharf, averaging 16 points a game. She was held to 4. Spearfish was led by Addie Bowman with, I believe, 6. So, again, the offense much needs to improve, and I think head coach Dakota Johnson is confident that that won't happen again this season, having that cold a streak, and we'll have to see starting tonight again versus a very good defense in St. Thomas More. The Lady Cavs only gave up 36.5 points a game, but the Spearfish defense, like we alluded to earlier, and I don't think we give them enough credit after talking about the offense, but their defense, Spearfish hasn't had to score a lot of points this season because the defense has been just lights out as well.
Absolutely, but you're going to run into those teams who are going to be able to do a little something even against your defense. So you've got to equal their offensive output or even go a little better than that.
It's our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off. We will hear from head coach Dakota Johnson next with our Laying the Foundation segment brought to you by Heiser Lane Concrete. Coming up next here on KDSJ Sports.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
We continue with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off between the St. Thomas More Lady Cavaliers and the Spearfish Lady Spartans. As always, head coach Dakota Johnson joining us with our pregame show. Before we look at the Cavaliers, last week going up against the number 1 team in Class A, Makpialuta, dropped that contest 43-18 in a game where really both offenses really didn't look like what they've looked like throughout most of this regular season. So with that being said, Coach, give your take on last Thursday's game in Pine Ridge.
You know, obviously if you just see that score, you're like, wow, Spearfish got their butts whooped. But defensively, we had a great game against them. I think we held them to the lowest amount of points that they've scored in a really long time. And the problem is we just couldn't score, you know. Got some good looks, but they just weren't falling. But I was still really proud of how the girls played, how they executed our game plan, and it didn't feel like a loss. Obviously, we're not hanging our hats on moral victories here, but I think they really just played hard. And like I said, they executed our defensive game plan better than I could have imagined. We just couldn't score, and I guess we learned a lot about that as well. So overall, still played well, even though the score didn't really show that.
No, absolutely. And I feel like a lot of Spearfish fans felt the same way after that contest. The offense struggled quite a bit, but again, you held a very explosive Crusader team that averages about 75 points a game to under 50 for the first time in, like you said, a very long time. First, I want to talk about, of course, the offense that have struggled throughout a few times this season, and especially versus Makpialuta when it seemed like no shot would fall. Is that something from a fundamental standpoint, or how do you plan on addressing just kind of the struggles when it comes to shooting the basketball?
I think Makpialuta is kind of going to be an exception. They have one of the best trapping defenses, and it doesn't matter if you score on them once. Like, they're going to be in your face for 32 minutes, and that's what they were. So they are very, hats off to them. They're very hard to score against as is, and then when you're also having a poor shooting night, and you know, shots aren't going in, that sort of thing, it just kind of domino effect and things fall apart. So I think that's just kind of a unique scenario. I don't think that's going to be a consistent struggle for us. We've shown that we can score the ball before, and now we need to be better against teams that are going to be up in our girls a little bit more. So it'll be good for us down the stretch. And
now switching gears to now your defense, Coach, as again, you kept the Makpialuta offense almost 30 points below what they averaged per game this season. So what worked super well for your defense to limit their offense?
Well, going into it, we just tried to look at where can we take points away from. They, like I said, they create a lot of their offense off of turnovers. They had a lot of points. They were averaging 30 or 40 points in the paint going into that game. So, we told the girls we're going to take our chances and see if they can beat us from the outside. And I think going into that game, they were averaging 15 or 18 points from beyond the arc. And I would much rather give up those 15 points versus 40 in the paint. So we took a risk and decided we were going to kind of try to pack it in on them. And it worked. Like I said, I think our defensive game plan was great as far as how the girls executed it, and they trusted the game plan. But it just sucks because if you're not scoring it, then that doesn't really do anything for you in the long run. But I don't think that kind of game is going to happen again for us. I think the girls are going to use this as a fire, and we're not going to shoot that bad again down the stretch. So like I said, all learning things for us, and I think that it'll be good for us to have seen that and learn how to grow from it.
Head coach Dakota Johnson joins us on KDSJ Sports. What does the injury report look like after last week?
We're doing great, knock on wood.
So before you hit this pretty long stretch, most of it's home, thank goodness. You only have 2 road games from today till about the 12th of February, so a little bit of a home stand, but you got a tough opponent in St. Thomas More. As far as the mindset of the girls going into this long stretch, how's everyone mentally before you hit the bulk of your season?
I think we're all kind of ready. We've been a very slow start. I think we have the least amount of games under our belt in comparison to our opponents. So we're ready for some games. We call this state tournament prep. You have to go 3 days in a row, and that's what we're working towards when we get towards the middle of March there. So we have to be able to perform, in a tough schedule like this where it feels like it's back-to-back games and high-level teams that we're going to go against in these next couple weeks. So we got to be ready for it, and it's going to be good for us in the long run.
One of those high-level teams, your opponent, the St. Thomas More Lady Cavaliers, a team that you and your squad, no stranger to in the Black Hills Conference. It always seems like you guys, St. Thomas More, Rapid City Christian, and then you'll have a team like Hill City and, of course, Montpelier, always battling for that top spot of the Black Hills Conference. From this year's squad, Coach, what do you see from the Lady Cavaliers this edition?
I think that they had kind of a growing year last year, and I think they're grown now. I think that they're always a very, very disciplined team. They execute really, really well at a high level, and they're going to be all over you defensively, really physical. And so I expect it to be a battle. They have a couple girls that are shooting it pretty well this year, and they're figuring out how to get it to their big girls inside and also score it efficiently inside. So we're going to have to play a really good defensive game, and then we're going to have to figure out how to score it as well.
Offensively, again, of course, the rough performance versus Montpelier. Do you feel like that alters your strategy a little bit when it comes to the offensive side of the ball?
I think that we just need to grow and learn from it. I think we need to recognize that we're not going to shoot that bad again. It's not something that I don't think we're in a slump. I don't think we have anything to worry about. I think it was kind of a fluke game. We were very focused defensively, and part of that could be my fault as well. We were just trying to figure out how to take away points, and we did just that. So now we need to put a full game together, figure out where we can take away some points, and then also be focused on the offensive end and figure out where we can put points on the board.
Where do you feel like your team has the advantage in this contest, either offensively or defensively versus St. Thomas More?
I think our defense is going to give them some troubles. We're pretty good at being up and pressuring teams and taking them out what they want to run. And, they're traditionally, like I said, a very disciplined team and executing their offense. So we're going to try to take them out of those things and not let them get those clean looks to the basket off of their screens. And they have a lot of sets for their shooters coming off doubles, so we got to make sure that we recognize where those threats are, and then offensively we got to be just as good and hopefully better at executing our stuff.
And finally, Coach, what are your keys to a win versus St. Thomas More?
We want to win the boards, limit their offensive opportunities, and then we just got to see the ball go in on our side and kind of get back into that rhythm.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thank you for joining us with KDSJ Sports, and good luck in tonight's matchup.
You bet. Thank you.
And that is head coach Dakota Johnson of the Spearfish Lady Spartans joining us with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off. Don't go away. We got more of our pregame show as we're getting closer to tip-off between the Lady Spartans and the Lady Cavs in this Black Hills Conference matchup next.
throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Your vehicle is more than just a ride. It's a part of your life. And Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram will get you road ready. From a multi-point inspection, brakes, batteries, and tires, the certified technicians in Junix Service Department will keep you moving. Schedule your appointment today at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram on West Jackson in Spearfish.
And welcome back to the St. Thomas More High School Gym, the host side of tonight's Black Hills Conference doubleheader with Game 1 tipping off here in a matter of moments between St. Thomas More and the Spearfish Lady Spartans. As that was head coach Dakota Barry Johnson joining us with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip off. We'll continue to lay the foundation. This time looking at the St. Thomas More Lady Cavaliers, 8-3 on the season with 11 games to their name. Spearfish just with 7 on the season so far, but again under the direction of head coach Brandon Candlin, his 26th season at the helm of the Lady Cavs. Again on the season, they started off the season with a loss to Thunder Basin, Wyoming in the REMAX shootout, but they beat Buffalo, Cheyenne Central, who's always a pretty good team in Wyoming, and then they dominated through the Black Hills Conference. They did lose to Kearney, Nebraska, but that is a 12-0 top classification team in Nebraska. They ended up losing to them, only lost to them by 9. But then they dominated Hill City, Belfouche, won versus Rapid City Christian, a very talented Rapid City Christian team at 11-2 at the King Center. They lost on the road at West Central before they picked up an impressive win versus Dakota Valley during the Hanson Classic at the Corn Palace. 57-52, and then 2 dominant wins over Leeds Edward and Douglas to set up tonight's match versus the Spearfish Lady Spartans, as the St. Thomas More Lady Cavs scoring around 51.4 points a game, allowing 36.5, very good on the defensive side. And again, going up against a Spartan offense that has been struggling to score points, but again, the Spartans very good defensively in their own right. So we could have a very low-scoring affair tonight in Rapid City. We are getting closer and closer to tip-off. We'll take another timeout, and we will come back with our Dana Dental Arts starting lineups. In the tip-off, it's the Lady Spartans and the Lady Cavs tonight on KDSJ-TV.
Better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90 exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
The Stadium Sports Grill is where sports fans meet in Spearfish. The Stadium is locally owned and operated, and they carry the NFL ticket, NBA package, college sports pack, and stream all BHSU and Spearfish Spartan sporting events. Their famous steak tips and hand patty burgers will satisfy any sports fan. The Stadium is a full bar and grill, open daily for lunch at 11 a.m. and serving brunch on Sundays starting at 10. Plus, don't forget the scoreboard on Ryan Road next to Safeway. See you soon at the Stadium Sports Grill, Main Street, Spearfish.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
And welcome back to the St. Thomas More High School gym as we are getting closer and closer to tip-off. It is time for our Dana Dental Arts starting lineups, being brought to you again by Dana Dental Arts in Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. And we will start off looking at the Spearfish Lady Spartans and their starting lineups tonight, again being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts. Head coach is Dakota Johnson in her 5th season at the helm of the Lady Spartans, and they will start like this. Addie Bowman is a senior forward at 5'9", wearing number 3. She was the leading scorer versus Makpia Luta with 6 points. Callie Reiners is a senior guard, the Chadron State volleyball commit, 3 points versus Makpia Luta. She's a 5'6" senior guard, wearing number 4. Taylor Viddo's a senior guard at 5'7", wearing number 11. Tierson Grubb, she will also be very busy in the paint tonight, defensively and offensively. She's a senior forward at 5'10", wearing number 21. And then wearing lucky number 23, it's the sharpshooter, Kate Scharf, 5'7", senior guard, leading scorer for the Spartans, the Western Colorado Lady Mountaineer basketball commit for head coach Dakota Barry Johnson. Now let's look at your starting lineups for the St. Thomas More Lady Cavaliers, and this is how they will start. They're going to start with Anna Henry. She is a 5'4" senior guard. Next starter is number 13, Amity Strand, a 5'4" senior guard. Brenna Donnelly is a 5'6" junior guard for the Lady Cavs. Number 22, Leighton Shear, is a 6' junior forward for the Cavs. And finally, it's Rachel Hyde, the leading scorer for the Lady Cavs at 5'9", a senior forward wearing number 23 for head coach Brandon Candelin. Starters ready to go on both sides. Paul's finishing up some technical stuff as well. You ready to rock and roll?
I think so, as ready as we're going to be. So let's play some basketball.
That we shall. Thank you for joining us on KDSJ-TV, on YouTube and on Facebook. Leave a comment where you're watching from as Grubb and Shear center tip goes to Bowman, goes to Reiners, and we are underway live from St. Thomas More as we goes to the corner now with Taylor Viddo up top, Reiners. Reiners wants to look inside to Reiners. Reiners does get it on the inside. Over to Kate Scharf, elbow 3, front rim, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Rachel Hyde as she averages 10.9 points a contest. It is critical for Spearfish to rebound and box out tonight. As now the first possession for the Lady Cavs, as here is Strand inside, hook shot off the rim, no good. Great defense straight up by Callie Reiners. Reiners stops the fast break, and Taylor Vito went to go set a screen, and the ball was thrown where she first was. So the first unforced turnover for the Spartans, and now St. Thomas More will take the ball with Amity Strand, and she is picked up full court man by Addie Bowman. Goes to the high post to Shear. Handoff now over to Donnelly. Back to Strand. Strand wants to drive. Spearfish now electing to go 3-2 zone. Little tidbit from the Spartans we haven't seen. Now drop back down to a 2-3. A cross-court pass from the elbow. Three-pointer off rim, no good. Rebound goes to Grubb, as that was Donnelly with the three-point attempt. She's 40% from behind the arc, the best three-point shooter for the Cavs. Now in a little bit of trouble is Bowman. Bowman dribbles to the corner, goes back outside to Sharp. Cross-court pass to Reiners, who will just reset the play.
Yeah, a little trouble getting some things going here, trying to anticipate passes and make crisp ones. Here's Sharp giving it on.
Reiners, Spearfish still trying to find some sort of answer. 4 seconds left to go. Top the key. Three-pointer is going to be Sharp. Vito with the rebound. 1 second left to go. Sharp too far underneath the basket to really do anything with it, as it looked like Reiners wanting to look to somewhere to shoot, and the rest of the Spartans like, you're at the top of the key, you're open, go ahead and shoot it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's court awareness, anticipation, and just wasn't aware of how much time was on the shot clock.
As we're still scoreless with over 2 minutes past in the first quarter. Very similar start to what we had Thursday from Pine Ridge. As now here is Henry. Henry going baseline, puts up a shot, does not get it, but she'll be fouled on her way to the rim. And again, that is Anna Henry, the 5'4" senior guard. And she will have a chance to break this 0-0 tie.
Yep, she's going to try, and of course, first one off the mark, so defense holding strong here kind of for both teams.
Henry, a 58.8% free throw shooter this season. 0 for 1 to start. Second one, front rim gets the shooter's bounce, and we have our first score of the night.
So the Spartans got to try to find something, get some lane here on a passing lane or drive to the hoop.
Vito drives through. Here's Sharp trying to make a move. Goes out to the corner. Corner three. Reiners front rim no good. Rebound goes to Vito. Critical for Spearfish to get second chance opportunities when they've struggled scoring the ball. Give your offense as many times as you can. Here's a stop drop three. No good. Rebound goes to Vito, and she'll just take it right on out. Cross-court pass.
She could have went up with that.
Yeah, Vito, I think, electing just to try to get the assist rather than the putback. Outside, Reiners. Reiners wants to drive, stops. Outside now to Bowman. Bowman over to Vito. Vito inside to Grubb. Nice lead. Gets hammered on the inside. Goes to Reiners. Reiners blocked. And that block is going to be by Leighton Shear. But let's get back to Sharp. Sharp can't get the putback. Goes straight back to Sharp. Floater finally gets the shooter's roll.
It's a battle every step of the way, and the Spartans get their first two.
Spearfish leads 1-2. The Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. They did not lead at all, I don't believe, in their last contest. Corner three wide open for the Cavaliers. No good. Off the back rim from Rachel Hyde, and that was Donnelly. And now the Spartans with another possession. Really, they've been controlling time of possession early in this contest, and it wasn't from a putback from Kate Sharp to break open scoring. Here's baseline drive by Sharp, too strong. Rebound will go up floor to Donnelly. Donnelly wants to dump it off to her teammate and Hyde. Hyde goes outside at three, short of everything from St. Thomas Moore's Strand. And now the layup on the other side by Kate Sharp goes coast to coast and gets the two.
And sometimes I think really so much Kate tries to play unselfish, and sometimes you can take it yourself. If you know you can get there, you don't have to pass it off. Obviously, you don't want to be the only one shooting and the only one doing this or that, but sometimes I think she forgets about her own ability.
Some of the keys for both of these teams of this contest as we look at that on KDSJ-TV. Rebounding is also critical for Spearfish. It helps their defense out, not allowing second chance opportunities for St. Thomas More. And a big one for Spearfish, just watch the ball go in once. Build up some confidence after that rough night last Tuesday as
stepped out of bounds.
Bowman thought she was shoved, but instead the law on the court says she stepped out. Our law on the court tonight is being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. As now St. Thomas More back on offense. Some subs into the game, including Ella Schreiber. As also underneath is the 7th grader Emily Crawford. As the ball swung over to Hyde. Hyde goes back up top the key. This is Caitlin Strain. Now to the corner, 10 on the shot clock. High post. St. Thomas More trying to find something. Goes to the inside. Here's a short 13-footer. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound will go off of St. Thomas More and Rachel Hyde, and it will stay here with the Spartans.
Good defense by Spearfish, again showing up this week, again playing that D, not allowing easy shots, running the shot clock almost all the way down.
Now here's the Spartans going up against the full court press for St. Thomas More. They saw a lot of this last Thursday. Hand off to Vito. Vito wants to drive, goes back into the corner. Bowman electing to go back to the top of the key. Now over to Tierson. Tierson has the ball stripped out of her hands, gets it back. Don't believe she has a dribble. Someone's trying to get open. It's stripped out of her hands again, and it will stay here with the Spartans. It's been one of the major problems for Spearfish, is just sometimes when a Spartan gets into a trap, the rest of the Spartans run through the rest of the play, and no one really gets open. So now a 9 on the shot clock, and we have an offensive foul on Spearfish.
I think that was on Vito for a moving pick. Again, the point of emphasis was that last year. They really called it a lot last year, and we've seen it some this year, but I think teams have gotten more used to it. You have got to be set when you set a pick, because if you're moving, they're going to whistle you for the foul.
So it's still 4-1 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Both of these teams only allowing under 40 points at contests, as they wanted to go with the handoff, but able to get through the traffic and get the layup was St. Thomas More, Anna Henry, who's now got all 3 of St. Thomas More's points.
I don't think that's the way they had it drawn up, but they'll take it.
It went off of the deflection, and now the pocket's picked from Bowman. Bowman's able to get it back. Nice pass inside to Grubb. Grubb wants to go inside. Over to a three-pointer now by Spearfish and Anna Eisenbarth, and we have a foul on the floor.
And I saw Grubb hit the floor, so I think it was something to do with that.
So foul on St. Thomas More's Kelsey Brenda. Bowman to trigger the inbounds, got it back to Grubb. Grubb wants to look on the inside, finally able to get it, but Bowman's not able to catch it. She was open for a second right when she passed the ball into Grubb, and then Tierson just couldn't find her again. So now St. Thomas More trying to go back-to-back possessions with points. The ball swung around the perimeter. Now back to Strain. Strain cross-court past Henry. She's got all 3 of St. Thomas More's points. 10 on the shot clock. Ball swung back around to Caitlin Strain. Caitlin wants to drive through the lane, puts up a shot. Off, no good. Rebound, though, on the floor, picked up by Bowman. And a quick timeout by head coach Dakota Johnson.
Wow, heads up there. Wanted to save that possession. 30-second timeout.
It's a 30-second timeout. Let's just keep it right here, shall we? And take a look at our matchup menu tonight, being brought to you by the folks at Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. Tonight in the Black Hills Conference, Hill City is at St. Thomas More. Also, we have Lee Deadwood paying a visit to Bison. Class A versus Class B squad there. Rapid City Christian is in the southern Black Hills at Custer. Belfouche pays a visit to Hot Springs. Harding County is across the state line to the west in Upton, Wyoming. Bennett County at White River. And I believe that's all for our matchup menu. Being brought to you by South Dakota Beef Logic. Of course, boys basketball also going on tonight as well. Later on tonight, it's the number 3 ranked Spearfish Spartans going up against the St. Thomas More Cavaliers, trying to break, I believe, a 14-game losing streak. Here's the pass that is caught in the middle of the field by Sanford. I know, wrong sport. Here's a stop drop 3. Kate Scharf off back rim, no good. Rebound goes to Sierra Sanford again. And now she'll set up the offense as she wants to go to Eisenbarth. Didn't quite have it. Finally gets it to Eisenbarth. Extended three-point line, drives through the lane, a high floater, just a little bit too high off the rim, and the rebound is controlled by St. Thomas More, able to start a scrum on the floor as that was Ella Schreiber with the, ended up getting the rebound and then had it stripped out of her hands.
So the arrow goes back to Spearfish.
The next jump ball as we are under 45 seconds left to go in a very low-scoring first quarter, 3-4. Believe it was 7-3 versus Montpelier last week. Through the middle of the lane, though, for an easy two for St. Thomas More. That was Ella Schreiber.
Nice backdoor cut by her.
That makes St. Thomas More take their first lead of the game. 23 seconds left to go. Shot clock turned off. Defense by Brenda goes over to Eisenbarth. Eisenbarth, nice backdoor look to Sanford.
Oh, wow.
And gets the bucket.
That's the way you do it. Great pass, great finish. Good job by the Spartans.
So Sierra Sanford, the second Spartan to score. As here's a deep three, front rim, no good. A rebound goes to Sharp with a second left. She puts it up, does not quite have enough time to get the ball up and off in time, but we have hit the end of the first quarter with Spearfish clinging to a 6-5 lead. You cannot tell me how glad it is that it isn't 6-7.
Still has a chance.
It still has a chance. End of one, going to quarter number 2 next on KDSJ-TV.
It's back. The $9.95 Thursday Steak Special returns to Deadwood at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. As you dine on delicious bites, watch the Gold Dust Casino action from a table overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 200 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. Then use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels located off Main Street, right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
In a land of clutter and chaos, the Container Queen has you covered. At False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, we've got premium containers and custom sheds fit for royalty. Whether you want to buy new or used, she can handle the delivery. High cube, side doors, double doors, you name it, she's got it. Visit fbccontainersandstorage.com or call today. False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, home of the Container Queen.
Quality food at a
Quarter number 2, live from the St. Thomas More High School gym. Clayson Davis, Paula James on KDSJ-TV, your hometown stream for your hometown team. As Spearfish starts off with the basketball here to start quarter number 2 with a 1-point lead. Sanford wants to go through the lane. Nice find inside to Tierson. Grubb, she's fouled.
Nice job. Wow, good feed down low, ready for it. Grubb was ready for it. All looked well for Spearfish.
As Grubb got behind the defense of Allison Crawford, and also I believe down there was number 23 and Rachel Hyde, as Grubb will connect on her first free throw of the night. Free throw is something that Spearfish has been hit and miss at this season. They struggled in the early game versus Montpelier before they ended up getting better here in the second quarter. As now a ball that's hit out of bounds by Kate Sharp, and it will stay here with St. Thomas More with 30 on the shot clock. Throw in bounds, goes to top the key. Crawford now swung over back to Hyde. Hyde top the key, that's the three-point shooter, and Bryn Donnelly. Swung back over to Amity Strand, the senior guard, back into the corner to Donnelly. Donnelly with a bounce pass that goes clear to the backcourt, and they say it's via deflection, so we play on. 7 seconds on the shot clock. St. Thomas More trying to find a move. Spin move, able to get the bucket and the foul, as I think that was Eisenbarth. She tried to get the chase down, the block from the backside. Not quite a chase down block, but quick spin move by Rachel Hyde to beat the block, and she has a chance at a 3-point play.
Yeah, just a little late getting there, and a good penetration, dribble penetration.
3-point play is complete, so St. Thomas More just like that ties things up at 8. Sanford, the trick of the offense, she dribbles to her left. We'll go over to Reiners. Reiners wants to look, does not get a screen from Grubb, goes over to Sharp. Sharp on the right elbow. Now over to Reiners. They want to look inside. Cross-court pass over to Sanford. Dribbles up top the key. Sanford will drive. Not quite have it. Nice box out by Bowman. Bowman's looking to do something with it and has the ball stripped out of her hands. Quickly up floor. Sanford's there playing free safety and has the ball knocked out of bounds, and it will go off of St. Thomas More. Great hustle effort there by Sierra Sanford.
Kind of a little to the dismay of the hometown fans on that one. The Spartans get it back, but good deep.
Still tied at 8 apiece, beginning moments of this second quarter, as Sanford now with the ball facing the defense from St. Thomas More's Amity Strand. They don't want to let the Spartans dribble to their right. They want to make them uncomfortable. Great pass inside to Scharf. Scharf in a little bit of trouble. Scharf's got to get rid of it, and 3 seconds.
Yep. Even if you got to go up, you got to know you're in the lane. You have to either dump it fast or you got to go up. Just go up.
We saw that last possession as well with Addie Bowman. She had a great position, able to box out her defender. Her face was facing the backboard, but just didn't elect to go up with it, and it made the Spartan defense falter. As now inside, short little jumper, short no good. Great box out by Tierson Grubb, rebound by Kate Scharf.
Yeah, Scharf right there. Grubb did the work though.
As now Grubb thought about the deep three. Now she'll drive through the lane, use the left hand, gets the shooter's roll to go, and that is a confidence booster for Kate Scharf.
Yeah, great move, great left-handed shot.
Her first 2 points of the quarter. It's now 10-8. Spearfish back with the lead. Floater off, no good. Rebound again. Another great box out by Tierson Grubb. Leads the team in rebounds, and now a steal up floor. Steal up, and the layup is good for Anna Henry. And just like that, we're tied at 10 again. Both of these teams love to score in transition and are very sticky with the ball. Spearfish was able to avoid the turnover bug versus Makpialuda last week. Here's an elbow three by Bowman. Bingo!
Oh, if you could get 1 or 2 of those out of the game with her, that's a huge boost.
So Spearfish now leading 13-10. Inside, ball's deflected, stolen away. Here's Sierra Sanford. Sanford up floor, and great defense in transition by Rachel Hyde. The ball will stay here with Spearfish, but the Lady Cavs did not allow the easy layup on the other end.
And really didn't quite have the passing lane. The defense was ahead, so that was actually good for Spearfish.
Now the trick of the inbound. Sanford drives through the lane, picks up her dribble, and it's blocked. Shot blocked. That was Leighton Shear, the 6-foot junior forward. Very senior heavy St. Thomas More. There are a lot of sophomores as well, but the seniors they've play a lot of basketball as Bowman gets back down to the block, and Leighton Shear with 5 points this quarter, and now St. Thomas More within 1. Kate Scharf, stop, drop, deep three this time off rim, no good. Sanford with the rebound, dribbles into a trap, needs to find someone, got to throw it to someone, throws it back behind the defense, quickly up floor, and the rebound's no good. The putback, though, is good by Ella Schreiber. And a timeout on the floor.
I think this is a full one.
And it is a full one for Spearfish. We will take one as well. St. Thomas More back with the lead by 1 point, 14-13, with more high school basketball next.
That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
For 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC-certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14, Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
After that, Coach Dakota Johnson timeout. We are back to live action. Deep three by Kate Scharf. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Need to get her in gear from 3, and that's a great start as suddenly I'm feeling a touch of the puberty coming on. My voice is changing here tonight. Apologize for that.
I'm still waiting for it to hit me.
Yeah, right.
As now we return to live action inside and
out of bounds.
Out of bounds as great straight up defense by Taylor Vido. Leighton Shear just unfortunately lost her footing, but that does set up the full court man press for the St. Thomas More Lady Cavs with Anna Henry. Now this time with Scharf on the elbow. Scharf attracts a double team, has the ball off the ref, able to get it back. Little assist from our law on the court. Cross-court pass in the middle of the lane. Bowman able to drive, and she'll head to the line for 2. See, that's what we like to see for the Spartans, as no hesitation, able to go through the middle of the lane strong with a plan, and it will send Bowman to the line for free throws.
You said it. You said with a plan. What am I going to do when I get it?
Because Paul and I always have a plan.
Got a plan. Got to have a plan.
Definitely have a plan.
Every time we open our mouths, we got a plan. No, we don't.
We are so full of BS, it's not even funny.
That is true.
0 for 1 right now for Bowman, as Spearfish taking a 16-14 lead on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Second free throw, though, is good. So Bowman now up to 4 points, and Spearfish leading by 3, 14-7. St. Thomas More now with the offense. Offense that has been very hit and miss this quarter, but driving through the lane, now back outside. Another lane drive, top the key. Deep three by Strain. It is short. Was it deflected? It was not.
No, it just missed everything. You could see she was kind of a little off balance when she let go, when she pulled the trigger, and just didn't have enough oomph.
So the full court defense, this time triggered by Scharf. She'll attract the attention of Rachel Hyde. Hyde over to the corner to Reiners. Reiners dribbles back top the key, swung over to Bowman. Bowman elects to go to the right side, goes deep into the corner, wants to look inside. Bowman still can't find anyone. Vido trying to post up. Cross-court pass. They wanted to get it into the corner with Scharf. Scharf stop drop. Corner 3, it's partially blocked. And a foul is going to be called on Tierson Grubb.
Is it Grubb? I was going to say maybe. Yep, you're right. Well, I thought she had a good box out there, but they whistle her with the foul.
I think that shot was partially blocked from, was blocked by Scharf, so it landed short. A great box out, but when St. Thomas More got the ball, I think Grubb committed the foul. And now inside, Cavaliers hands the ball off, layup the middle lane, caught too far underneath was Henry, but St. Thomas More with an offensive rebound and another opportunity as they'll hold on to the ball. Now swung ball to the corner to Henry, back top key, Strain. St. Thomas More drives to the lane, pop out, Strain with the ball again. Goes on the inside, Hyde, the layup is good.
Beautiful scoop layup, just able to knock it off the glass at the perfect spot.
And you see the Spartans on defense in this man defense starting to get a beat a little bit in the lane. We didn't see this as many times last week versus Makpialuta, but St. Thomas More able to convert in the paint. Able to keep them in this contest, as shooting from the outside has not worked for the Lady Cavs. As Bowman will go to Grubb in the corner. Grubb dribbles on the inside, top the key, Reiners. Reiners a dish off over to Scharf. Scharf dribbles out in the corner, 7 seconds left to go. Scharf needing to find someone to get open, goes over to Vido. Vido top the key, Bowman, deep three is going to be a bit short, but good ball movement by the Spartans, but it was getting kind of to the point where they needed to get up a shot.
Yep.
It was a good-looking shot from Bowman, just left it a little bit short.
Yep, and she was hurrying. You could tell she didn't quite have the time to really get set. And then right away, the three-pointer comes from St. Thomas More.
That was the 7th grader, Emily Crawford. A 21% three-point shooter, but she nailed that one. One pass and shoot from St. Thomas More. Haven't seen that a lot from St. Thomas More, and now the Lady Cavs taking the 2-point lead, and now Spearfish trying to figure something out on offense as they want to go inside. The Vido pass too high, turnover, but then stolen right back by Reiners. Reiners opportunity goes over to Grubb. Grubb stop drop three, back rim no good. Rebound to Scharf. Scharf dribbles through the lane, outside, 15-footer, Bowman, bottom of the net, good.
Nice job, nice recovery by the Spartans there.
So Bowman now with 6 points this quarter. Now with 20 seconds left to go, shot clock turned off. Inside, and both girls heading toward the ball between Schreiber and Addie Bowman. And Bowman with the foul. That's her second. And she'll exit the contest for Sierra Sanford.
Yep. And halftime here, you don't want to get a cheap third one.
So game tied at 19. Trying to trigger the inbound. St. Thomas More will go clear to the backcourt with Anna Henry. Henry, 10 seconds left to go. Need to find someone. Now into the corner. Strain. Floater is good.
Wow, nice shot.
1 second left to go. The last second heave is blocked by Hyde, and St. Thomas More will keep the lead, will actually retake the lead from the first quarter and take a 21-19 advantage heading into the halftime break. Well, let's go to our halftime show coming up from Wolf's Plumbing and Heating. Recap first half scoring, go over some highlights, look at the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, and get ready for quarter number 3. St. Thomas More leading 21-19 here on KDSJ-TV. Halftime next.
If it can be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belle-Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling, construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Pillen Optical has been helping families see clearly for over 50 years. They're more than just an eye care center. They're part of your community, committed to keeping your family's vision healthy and strong. From kids' first eye exams to the perfect frames for every family member, they're here to make your experience easy, affordable, and comfortable. Come visit Pillen Optical, where your family's vision is their top priority, because seeing life's special moments starts with healthy eyes. Pillen Optical, caring for your family one pair of eyes at a time.
Todd Poling and the A&W team are excited to be bringing the classic A&W brand back to Spearfish in the Northern Black Hills. And they're even more excited to be cheering on the Spearfish Spartans. Stop in for delicious burgers, chicken tenders, cheese curds, and of course their world-famous root beer made fresh in-house every day. Scan the QR code on your screen or mention the code Spartans25 for 10% off orders all day, every day. A&W and Spearfish, inside Walmart on 1st Avenue. Let's go Spartans!
In a world of few guarantees, Jake's Collision Repair stands behind all of their work with a lifetime guarantee. Jake's Collision Repair uses only original parts made by your vehicle's manufacturer instead of lower quality aftermarket parts. Certified technicians work with the latest state-of-the-art equipment, and Jake's Collision Repair is preferred by most insurance companies and works with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair, 2416 Junction Avenue in Sturgis and 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish.
And welcome back to our Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. It is halftime, being brought to you by Wolf's Plumbing and Heating. Thank you for the folks at Wolf's for our halftime show. And you can check out Wolf's Plumbing and Heating in Spearfish at 605-642-5755 or see more at wolfph.com. A little bit longer TV commercial because I was doing the thing that I do best, and that is try to figure out numbers. So while I try to figure out some more, Paul, any first half comments, concerns, questions?
Well, I think straight up this, if you're Spearfish, way to go. Good defense. You put up 19 I mean, it's not shooting the lights out, but you only put up 18 in the whole game against Marty. Surpassed that here in the first half. You held St. Thomas More literally to 19 points until there was 5 seconds left in the first half. And you're only down to, you've got a lot of great things going for you. You haven't had that hard of a time with a full court press. Really, the turnovers I've seen on the full court press could have been avoided just with a little extra care. And I get it, the Spartans are trying to find a lane, trying to push it a little bit when they can to maybe catch St. Thomas More a little bit sleeping so they can sneak by them. And sometimes you run the risk of a turnover, that happens. But really, all in all, I mean, look at, you put yourself in a great position after the first half.
As we look at scoring, we'll start off with the Spearfish Spartans. They're led by Kate Scharf, who's got 9 at the 16-minute break. 6 points from Addie Bowman. She had 6 points to lead all scorers last Thursday. And the 2 points from Taylor Vito and Sarah Sanford to make a total of 19. Again, already above the point total for Spearfish from last week. Meanwhile, for the St. Thomas More Lady Cavaliers, they're led in scoring by 7 points from Rachel Hyde. She leads the team with almost 11 points a contest. She's got 7. 6 points from Ella Schreiber. 5 points from from Anna Henry. Then we got 3 points from the 7th grader, Emily Crawford. As that's a look at scoring for both of these teams, we'll take another timeout, and we will look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Show what's coming up here later on tonight as well. Go over some scores and more as we continue with our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show here on KDSJ-TV.
Health, Orthopedic, and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health, Orthopedic, and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
As we are live here from the St. Thomas More High School gym, it's our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. It's kind of a Riverfront reunion tonight for KDSJ Sports under the direction of Riverfront Broadcasting. You're here from Eagle Country and also for KDSJ Sports as well. KDSJ Sports from KDSJ 980 AM 103.5 FM. And then our very own Mike Fell's in the house tonight.
He is.
Calling the game for St. Thomas More live stream. So a lot of Riverfront folks around here tonight.
We're taking over.
We are taking over.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Speaking of taking over, I'll give it over to Paul James so he can take over the microphone and give us the latest scores updates from the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard and Sportcast.
All right, here we go. We've got St. Thomas More leading Spearfish here at the half, 21-19. Good close one. Also across the state, O'Gorman all over Yankton, 76-38 in girls hoops tonight. Sioux Falls, Washington absolutely obliterated Sioux Falls, Lincoln, 71-11.
Ooh,
that's 2 Sioux Falls schools there, and Lincoln's, it's Lincoln, crazy.
Yeah,
Hills, go ahead.
Let's say Lincoln is especially in football and
boys
basketball. They are on another planet.
Yeah, and
girls team again, still trying to figure it out this season.
Yeah, Hill City beating Sturgis Brown. 2 minutes left in the first. 6-1 the score there. Looking elsewhere in girls hoops here tonight. Hills, I mentioned that. Mapaialuta 26-7 over Pine Ridge at the end of the first. Rapid City Christian at the end of the first half, all over Custer, 46-6. No score in yet from Belle Fourche and Hot Springs or Lead, Deadwood, and Bison. And also, let's see, am I getting anybody else here tonight? Harding County and Upton, Wyoming, no score reported on that one either. Boys hoops tonight. Looking at what's going on, Harrisburg leading Brookings 31-23 at the end of the first half. 4 minutes left of the third. Pierre leading Aberdeen Central 29-15. Lincoln beating Sioux Falls, Washington 36-31 end of the first half. O'Gorman on Yankton 11-10 in the second quarter. Mitchell and Huron no score as that one's just underway tonight as well. And quickly checking Class A boys hoops. Nothing yet from out west here. Those games really haven't kicked off yet. Likewise for Class B.
And that's a look at your Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Again, brought to you by Junix in Spearfish at 644 West Jackson. Call 605-644-7773 or see them at junix.com. Well, that's the end of our halftime show. Paul, quickly for both teams, what adjustments did you think that both teams wanted to make during that halftime break?
Well, I think if you're St. Thomas More, boy, you'd sure like to score a little more on some of your opportunities. Missed a lot of outside shots. Spearfish cleaned up a little bit more, although you've been pretty good, not creating too many turnovers. And look to shoot, look to drive. Don't give up.
Spearfish back within that 3-2, 2-3 defense, zone defense, as St. Thomas More goes now to Donnelly going baseline. Handoff over to Hyde, and Hyde breaks open scoring, and St. Thomas More extends their lead now 23-19. Rachel Hyde, the leading scorer on St. Thomas More, now up to 9 points as Bowman now dribbles into a little bit of a trap, and Bowman trying to find someone with the ball, forces the jump ball by Anna Henry.
Yep, just kind of leaving that ball out there where the other team can grab it. Got to keep that ball moving back and forth, back and forth.
Scharf now drives through the lane, puts up the left hand, and it's rejected out of bounds. Good defense that time. That was number 22, Leighton Shear. So Shear with the block. The inbounds goes to Grubb. Grubb back top to key Bowman. Bowman's trying to find someone to throw to over to Vito. Vito throws on the inside, and the pass too far for Tierson Grubb, and a turnover for the Lady Spartans.
Yeah, Grubb looking for it a little bit low, and the pass came high.
So now St. Thomas More having to deal with that zone defense. Hyde was able, I think that might have been Shear with the last 2 points. But again, Spearfish trying to find another defensive stop as they go back to top the key inside the Hyde. Hyde has the ball stolen away by Bowman. So Bowman now with the steal up top to Vito, and he gets it back to Kate Scharf, and St. Thomas More will back out. No press this time. Vito goes to the corner, back to Scharf. Spearfish just throwing the ball back and forth between Tierson and Scharf. Now up top the key to Bowman. 15 on the shot clock. They want to look inside. No one's there. Here's Grubb top the key. Grubb will go back door to Scharf. Scharf turn around. Right hand shot up at the rim. Rejected by the front of the rim. And now St. Thomas More quickly going with it with Donnelly. Swung over to the corner. That's Amity Strand. Inside. That is Shear. Shear will be fouled from the backside by, I believe that was Taylor Vito.
I think so too, and what I'm seeing a little apprehension there by Spearfish now, also kind of playing, for lack of a better term, looks like a little timid, a little scared maybe, and you gotta attack it.
First free throw gets the shooters rolling good for Leighton Shear, her 3rd point. Might have gotten the points mixed up between Shear and Hyde. Both of them look very similar from up here. both with the long ponytail covering the numbers as well, so that is my excuse. Second shot no good by Shear. The rebound goes to Reiners, and she'll waste no time getting across half court. We'll set up the play, and here we go. As Shear will go to Anna Eisenbarth, who checks back into the game. Eisenbarth, top the key, able to switch over down to the left side. Sanford, St. Thomas More not letting Spearfish go left. As now the pass inside, now it's not quite there. Bowman able to get it back. Bowman is going to be blocked and fouled by Shear.
Yeah, good job by Bowman to initiate the contact a little bit there, but then, of course, anytime an arm comes down when you're trying to block a shot, you usually get whistled for the foul.
Shear's had a few blocks tonight, but didn't cleanly get that one. That's just her first foul. Bowman already, I believe, done a good job shooting free throws, and that continues tonight.
If I'm not mistaken, she's 2 for 3 at this point.
Yes, that's, you know how I do numbers.
Not bad, 3 for 4.
And those are the first 2 points for Spearfish this quarter. And it comes with 5:32 left to go in the third.
Grubb comes out, Scharf in. I'm sure got some instructions there from Coach Johnson just you got to pick it up, got to be hungry, and got to go after it here. Don't let St. Thomas More's intensity take you out of the game.
There's a deep three from the corner, and it's good by St. Thomas More's three-point specialist in Bryn Donnelly, and that's enough for head coach. That is St. Thomas More. So
yep.
Brandon Candlin taking a timeout. Let's take one with them. We'll be back in 30 seconds for more high school basketball on KDSJ-TV.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Back after that Coach Candlin timeout. 5:07 left to go in the third quarter. Spearfish trailing by 6 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Spartans haven't been able to have too many consistent offensive sets yet this half. See if they can run a clean set this time. They go underneath to Scharf, and the pass too tall. And another turnover.
Looking for that backdoor cut. You see a little bit of weak side help that was coming there from St. Thomas More too, and I'm not sure if Sanford saw that and tried to put it in a spot where the backside defense couldn't get it or what, but St. Thomas More, they've seen a lot, so they know how to attack backdoor passes, and then a backdoor pass picked off by Eisenbarth.
So both teams struggling to find the ball on the inside of the paint where both teams want to go. As Eisenbarth now from behind the three-point arc, wanting to find something. Step back, deep three for Kate Scharf. Bingo!
That's a good spot. As long as you got a good view and she's within 3 feet of the three-point line, she'll shoot it.
Spearfish now back within 3. Donnelly answered with the 3 last time, as now they go inside to Shear. Shear's shot no good. Rebound will go off of St. Thomas More after the ball is tipped out by Rachel Hyde.
Good job by the Spartans. Get good enough box in there to not have to worry about losing the ball out of bounds. Now they try to cut into that three-point lead. Now press.
Full court press. Man defense for St. Thomas More, and it's going to be Hyde on Scharf. Back up top, Eisenbarth. Spearfish still trails by 3. Checking into the game as well as Megan Markovitz. Scharf from the corner, wants to go baseline, cut off, had nowhere else to go. Luckily able to get it back out to Reiners. Up top, Bowman. 5 out set for the Spartans. No post player as Bowman wants to go baseline. She's cut off as well, wants to find someone. Over to Markovitz. 3 on the shot clock. Markovitz able to have a wide open drive, just a bit too strong.
Yeah, tough from the left side, had to go in at full speed and wasn't able to knock it down.
So now Donnelly goes inside. Shear by herself is fouled and gets the and one.
Eisenbarth got there late, got it in over her head as we look at the Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. See her kind of dropping down, and trying, at least if I'm going to commit a foul, hopefully it's going to not be 2 points, but unfortunately for the Spartans, it did go in.
Leighton Shear having herself a pretty good quarter with 5 points after being, I believe, scoreless in quarter number 1 unofficially, and she does connect on the 3-point play.
So again, the press here by St. Thomas More. It hasn't been like a suffocating press. In fact, when the Spartans kind of clear out, that clears a lot of the defense out.
As this time, this is the most pressure that St. Thomas More has had on the defense. This time switching in their full court man press. Bowman's able to take it, goes to the corner to Reiners. Reiners inside to Grubb. Grubb wants to make a move, double team, and she threw the ball to St. Thomas More before she realized that there were 2 Cavaliers right in the passing lane.
They're really playing her to the right side, saying, go ahead, go left on me.
Now a lob on the inside to Hyde. She had the mismatch on Megan Markovitz.
Yep, kind of got switched up there, and that defense, no real help side there for the Spartans, so an easy 2.
St. Thomas More, their largest lead of the game, and it comes at 8 points. Markovitz drives through the lane, goes to the corner now. Grubb, stop, drop, corner 3, back rim, no good. Rebound controlled by Rachel Hyde. And now the Spartans wanting to put on some pressure, allowing a wide open lane. Hyde goes through the middle of the lane, untested, and now St. Thomas More has a rhythm on offense.
And the Spartans, I think they're kind of overplaying on defense, and they're not able to get back fast enough. And just getting caught a little bit flat-footed.
A lot of it comes from also Spearfish not able to pass the ball as clean. Here's Bowman for 3, and that's good. Much needed 3-pointer for Spearfish and Adeline Bowman.
Yeah, definitely needed that. That's her second one on the night, and a near turnover there by St. Thomas More.
As they want to go back door to Hyde, nope, that was Emily Crawford, the 7th grader. Floater no good, and now Spearfish trailing now by 7.
Spartans need a bucket here, need to get it cut back down. Keep it away from double digits.
Largest lead has been 10 just moments ago, right before that Bowman 3-pointer. She honestly has the hot hand. Scharf drives through the lane, back out, 3. Reiners a bit too strong, and the ball off of Scharf and goes out of bounds. So
an opportunity there for Spearfish, and they do not capitalize.
Spearfish right now just very, I don't know what's the best word to really describe it, but not quite dysfunctional, but just not quite a well-oiled machine on offense is the point I'm trying to make.
It looks to be a struggle at times, and that's good defense too in there. St. Thomas More is going to play good defense on you, and the defense becomes better when their offense starts scoring.
St. Thomas More has been pounding the paint this quarter as they go outside. 3 ball by Crawford, no good. Good box out by the Spartans, able to get to Reiners. Reiners looks up floor to Sanford. Sanford didn't quite have it. Goes to Scharf for 3, no good. And the rebound is controlled by St. Thomas More, but not before a jump ball is forced by the Spartans. They will stay here with St. Thomas More as Crawford was streaking, not Crawford, but Sanford was streaking down the middle of the lane, able to beat everyone toward the basket, but by the time Reiners was able to find her, Sanford was already too far underneath.
I was going to say that. You have to anticipate that. You have to see that she's going to have the open shot and get it to her a little sooner.
So now St. Thomas More with the ball through the middle lane. That's Allison Crawford. Top the keys. Ball swung over, now going through the middle of the lane. Left-handed layoff, high off the glass and good for Caitlin Strain. Her first 2 points of the ball game, and the lead's back up to 9 for St. Thomas More. Eisenbarth, 20 seconds left to go. Eisenbarth stops the drive back outside. Markovitz. Megan Markovitz, a lob that was deflected, goes to Sanford. Sanford drives through the lane, puts up a shot, too strong off the glass. Rebound by Crawford, and Tierson Grubb right away commits the foul.
Not a good foul there by Tierson, and I know she wanted to make something happen there, but that one's too easy to call. And so now she gets is that just her second?
Just her second for Tierson Grubb.
I'll forgive her on that one. I thought maybe that was 3 or 4.
And almost like a frustration foul. So now St. Thomas More going across half court and
over and back.
Threw it back. So now Spearfish with 3 seconds left to go. And here comes the sharpshooter. Maybe if she has a chance to set up a last second shot as Markovitz will head out. So if you're a Lady Cavalier, I would try to find where number 23 is at all time, as Bowman, the only consistent three-point shooter, out. It goes to Eisenbart. Eisenbart's got to go. Sanford from the three-point arc. It's going to be blocked, not have quite much of a chance. And St. Thomas More extends their lead. They score. Let me see here. Math, of course, is always a problem. 15 points, while Spearfish only added 8 to take a 36-27 lead going into the final quarter. 8 minutes left to go before we crown a winner in this one. Don't go away. You're watching KDSJ-TV's coverage of high school basketball here on KDSJ Sports.
What life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Your vehicle is more than just a ride. It's a part of your life. And Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram will get you road ready. From a multi-point inspection, brakes, batteries, and tires, the certified technicians in Junix Service Department will keep you moving. Schedule your appointment today at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram on West Jackson in Spearfish. Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made-to-order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Back after the quarter timeout. Fourth quarter action here on KDSJ-TV. Clayson Davis, Paul James, and Spearfish starts off right away with a turnover and a foul on the other end, as now going to the free throw line is Allison Crawford, a 60% free throw shooter, on to shoot two.
And misses the first one there. But yep, Spartans trailing by 9, can't afford the turnovers, and had one there that was off the mark, the pass, and now the second one is good, so it's a 10-point lead again for St. Thomas More.
First point of the game for Crawford, and now it's a 10-point lead. And here in the fourth quarter, 37-27. As Vito thought about going baseline, cross-court pass to Reiners. Reiners now going to go baseline. Outside Sanford. Sanford also drives baseline. Pop back out. Here's Scharf. Scharf drives through the middle of the lane. She loses it. So Spearfish again not really able to get much points in transition. There's Bowman with the steal. Up floor, Scharf. Here's the first real transition points for Spearfish, but
wow,
layup just a bit too strong. But Spearfish, they're able to get a few of these steals here in the fourth quarter. Eventually they'll have more opportunities for some transition points, something they really haven't had much of an opportunity for much of this contest. Bounce pass inside, nice feed, and bouncing around every single part of the rim was number 11 and Kensley Brenna. Her first 2 points, and now St. Thomas More leading. Sanford through the middle of the lane. She's able to get the layup.
That was good attack by Sanford there. Needed the two quickly. And, boy, could have got that last layup as well, too. So you can't be missing a lot of those shots when you get the opportunities. St. Thomas More isn't going to give you many. Now a whole group.
St. Thomas More with 4 of the 5 subbing out. Oh, I think it might be 5 of the 5. I think all of their starters back on for St. Thomas More, and it is. The Lady Cavs have dropped 3 straight games to Spearfish and looking to get their first win since 2022 versus the Lady Spartans here on their home floor. As now through the middle of the lane, floater, back rim no good. Rebound goes to Taylor Vito. Great help defense that time by Spearfish. So Sanford drives through the middle of the lane. She'll take it herself. They didn't quite have the angle, but able to get the transition. And meanwhile, quickly up floor for St. Thomas More. They're a bit careless with the ball. Vito ends up with it. Now goes to Bowman. Bowman now goes to Vito. on the right elbow, dribbles back top the key. Can Spearfish figure out some sort of offense? Is this going to go to Sierra Sanford? And I think Sanford has just made a decision. It's like, the offense isn't working. I'm just going to take matters into my own hands.
Yeah, she's going to the hoop, and that time she's going to get rewarded with some free throws. So if you can score with that clock stopped, again, you're down by 10. There it is.
So the first free throw is good by Sanford. Fourth quarter here in the St. Thomas More High School gym. I know it says third on our scoreboard, but it is indeed the fourth quarter. So
that's my bad.
I didn't want to point it out live on air, so I decided to point it out live on air.
Yeah, that's all right. That's one thing I forgot.
Oh. It's one thing that, again, you're smarter than me to figure out. More with a steal, and then a foul right away Spearfish with the steal on St. Thomas More. Addie Bowman with the quick hands, able to get the deflection.
Yeah, that was a great job by her, ready to go.
So now Spearfish only down by 9. 41 seconds left to go. Tierson Grimm on the inside, misses the short one, but the ball will go out of bounds off of St. Thomas More, and it'll give Spearfish another opportunity.
Boy, that's one you got to have. That's another one. That's a close one down low.
Again, Spearfish didn't have a whole lot of opportunities for the ball, as now Grubb, short jumper, is short of everything, and rebound goes to St. Thomas More. So now the Lady Cavs trying to build on their lead with about 5:15 left to go. Spearfish needing a stop. Markovitz back into the game. Here's Strand through the middle lane, back outside. Donnelly, three-pointer, bingo.
That hurts. Here's Spearfish, that really hurts. You've had some opportunities to score some buckets.
As Bowman has the ball knocked out of her hands, and it goes straight to St. Thomas More. Again, Spearfish, they get the ball in the middle of the paint, and then they hold it, and it allows that St. Thomas More defense to swarm the Spartans inside of the paint. Meanwhile, Sanford with a steal. She's playing hard still. Sanford up floor, and she's swatted, and a foul.
So Sanford again awarded, will get to go back to the line as she's attacking. And I know some of those she goes in and she doesn't quite have the angle on them. She's hoping for contact a lot of the time. You got to try to give yourself an angle, at least to have a chance to have that ball roll around and fall in up there. Now you got to knock down your free throws, of course. 4.5 to go in this one.
Caught up in scoring as free throws no good. Spearfish able to get the rebound, and a timeout by head coach Dakota Johnson. So Coach Johnson will take a timeout, and it's going to be a full timeout, so we will take one with them. We'll be back with more coverage of KDSJ's coverage of high school basketball here on KDSJ-TV. Don't go away, we're live after this.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
The Stadium Sports Grill is where sports fans meet in Spearfish. The stadium is locally owned and operated, and they carry the NFL ticket, NBA package, college sports pack, and stream all BHSU and Spearfish Spartan sporting events. Their famous steak tips and hand-patty burgers will satisfy any sports fan. The stadium is a full bar and grill, open daily for lunch at 11 a.m. and serving brunch on Sundays starting at 10. Plus, don't forget the scoreboard on Ryan Road next to Safeway. See you soon at the Stadium Sports Grill, Main Street, Spearfish.
Back to live action. Spearfish trying to go up against the full court press of St. Thomas More, and in the process, the Spartans will commit an offensive foul.
Yep, it was a moving pick.
So again, Spearfish, the struggles continue on offense. Meanwhile, St. Thomas More gets up the floor quickly with Amity Strand. Dump off inside, Leighton Shear, too strong. Rebound goes long and outside after it's tipped out by Shear. And the Cavaliers with another chance on offense to add on to their 12-point lead.
Looks like Spartans going man-to-man.
As now the ball tops the key, that's Henry. Henry now drives through the lane, puts up the left hand, short. Rebound, though, goes straight to Leighton Shear, and she gets 2 points.
She just outreaches everybody. She gets it down there and has a good, accurate shot from down low.
Meanwhile, Kate Scharf, the quick fire release is blocked by Hyde. Sanford dribbles through the lane, able to put up a shot, and will be fouled.
Again, she can get to the hoop, and she can draw the fouls.
A game where Spearfish has been able to get into the paint, but really hasn't been able to do much when they do get to the paint. Sanford is just taking it herself as she gets her fourth point of the night via free throw. She has all 4 of the Spearfish Lady Spartans' 4 points. Of course, coming up next, we'll have our abbreviated Stadium Sports Grill postgame show. Name a superior performer. Quickly go through scoring and get ready to go for what will be, I think, a very, very exciting boys varsity match coming up here in the second game of tonight's doubleheader.
Oh, no doubt. We're looking at, I think we're going to test our eardrums here tonight.
It's going to get loud. St. Thomas More boys basketball under brand new head coach after Dave Hollenbeck has moved on. And the Spartans undefeated in the Black Hills Conference. As quickly up floor, the Cavaliers able to get the ball back inside the paint, but too strong on the layup was Hyde. So now the Spartans needing to do something with it. Sanford, she's taken herself the last few times, able to take it herself again this time. Free throw a bit short, good defense, and now up floor quickly is St. Thomas More. And that's Hyde back up top to Amity Strand. Ball inside by St. Thomas More, and an and one again by Leighton Shear, and she's been having herself a game in the second half going up against the Spearfish Spartan defense.
Sanford's picked up, I think, 3 quick ones there. She swatted there and came down and ended up getting an easy couple of points there inside. So, yeah, 14-point lead as Sanford comes out of this one.
I think so far Shear's got, I think, again, unofficially my numbers, has her at 11 this quarter.
And a timeout here, and I do believe it is a full timeout. It is.
Well, we might as well take one with them. With just a few moments left to go before we crown a winner in this one, St. Thomas More leading 47-32. Conclusion up next on KDSJ Sports.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Fisher Sand.
Right when we come back from timeout, it's downtown three-point land from Anna Eisenbarth. Able to put the Spearfish still within 12 points, but now the Lady Spartans needing a stop and needing to know where number 22, Leighton Shear, is at all times. 2:30 left to go in the contest. Of course, our Stadium Sports Grill postgame show coming up next as Hyde has it on the elbow, goes inside to Shear. Shear dribbles to the middle of the lane, puts up a shot, no good. Good defense by Scharf, and she'll not take with it and run. Scharf quickly up floor, and the ball swatted out of bounds as running the floor was Megan Markovitz, and good hands from the St. Thomas More Lady defense in transition.
Sanford back in, Reiner's out. Sanford playing with 4, 2:12 left in this one.
Sanford also leading the Spartans this half with 5 points.
Got to look to score here, Kent.
As
Gotta get rid of it.
Bowman again caught in the middle of the lane. That's been the story all night for Spearfish. Downtown three-pointer, got it. Spartans have life, and a timeout by head coach Dakota Johnson after back-to-back three-pointers for Spearfish. Addie Bowman this time with the tray after the previous possession, Anna Eisenbarth. So it's a 30-second timeout. Let's see what is going on in the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
You got 16 seconds, go.
Okay, load, phone, hurry up. Okay, here we go. Scoreboard time in Class AA. Hill City leading Sturgis 20-16. Mitchell leading Huron in a rivalry game 56-37. O'Gorman over Yankton 76-38 in Class A basketball. Bellefouche leading Hot Springs 50-23 at Case Auditorium in Hot Springs. Rapid City Christian over Custer tonight 66-13. So that's a look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. 47-38 here in the Security First Bank court here in Rapid City. And now a full court defense, trapping defense for Spearfish. A quick passing by the Cavaliers, able to get it broken. Now with 2 minutes left to go, Spearfish might need to start fouling. Sanford's got 4, she can't, so if Spearfish needs to start fouling, it's got to be someone else than number 1. St. Thomas More looking to use all of the shot clock. Spearfish down by double possessions as the lob goes out of bounds, as again Amity Strand wanted to dump it over to, I think that was Hyde, and the ball goes out of bounds, and now St. Thomas More pick up the Spartans full court. Trailing by 9, but Spearfish has been warm from the three-point line the last few possessions. Bowman and Eisenbarth as Sanford through the lane, dribbles into traffic, and then puts up a shot that goes straight back into the half-court line, and now a wayward pass that goes out of bounds. So the Spartans getting some gifts from St. Thomas More.
They are.
Can you turn them into points?
Well, that's the question.
You almost don't know if you really want to play for the foul. You just need to start getting some points. The next chance you get is now Sanford goes over to Markovitz. Markovitz baseline, goes back up top key to Sanford. Sanford dribbles back outside. Bowman, three-pointer. No good, but she's fouled.
So she's going to shoot 3 now.
See if I caught enough of that on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. I did not. Go figure.
Well, it's not very often that you have a – I didn't think there was any way she would get fouled on that one, but there was enough contact there. Yeah, misses the first one.
First free throw, no good. Bowman's done a relatively pretty good job from the free throw line tonight. But 2 more big ones coming. And she does connect on the second.
So it's an 8-point game, chance to get it down to 7.
With now under a minute left to go as Amity Strand will take a seat. Back into the game is Leighton Shear. Second shot, gets the shooter's bounce, and now Bowman's got 5. Spearfish now only trails by 7. As then they need to get it and foul. And quickly up floor is Shear, and Shear will be fouled right away by Bowman.
I think maybe there was some contact there, but almost a gift as Bowman had a pretty good angle on stealing that one.
So Bowman now picked up her 3rd. Of course, Sanford, I believe, has got 4.
Yep.
I think is what we decided.
At this point, beggars can't be choosers. If you need to stop the clock, you need to stop the clock.
Unfortunately, it's not stopping St. Thomas More from scoring again if you're a Spearfish fan, as now Shear's got 6 this quarter. Now St. Thomas More leading by 8, and the lead will be at 8. Rebound, though, controlled by Markovitz. And now the Spartans got to go. Quickly up floor, Markovitz gets it over to Sanford. Sanford wants to find something, doesn't quite have it. Ball's back over to Scharf, guarded heavily by Hyde. Scharf now over to Bowman. Bowman attracting the attention of Shear, as now Markovitz, 30 seconds left to go. Spartans got to score. Markovitz through the middle of the lane, puts up a shot, and it is short of everything. And Spearfish now with 30 seconds left to go. Still cannot find the bucket here in the crunch time of this contest. So now inbound, and now St. Thomas More just playing keep away. Quickly up floor, and that's Strain. Strain is now going to be fouled by Spearfish. Bowman's either picking up her fourth or Sanford's picking up her fifth, and it will be Bowman's fourth. So that will send Caitlin Strain to the free throw line. Caitlin's got 2 points, both in the third quarter. Chance to make it a 9-point game, and she does. Of course, Strain, one of the better free throw shooters for the Cavaliers. Almost 90% on the season.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Eisenbarth back into the game for Markovitz. Second free throw, high arcing shot is good, and now St. Thomas More leads by 10. Sanford quickly over to handoff to Scharf. Scharf double teamed over to Sanford. Sanford goes baseline. Sanford will commit the charge.
Wow.
Let's take a look at that on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yep, for sure. As Hyde able to set her feet and waited for Sanford to make contact, and Sanford will commit her fifth foul offensively, as now the lead is 10 with 11 seconds left to go. Bowman trying to force the jump ball, and she does. It will stay here with St. Thomas More now with 9 seconds left to go.
Spartans playing this one hard to the end.
Coming up next, we'll have actually right after the conclusion of this game, we'll have a Stadium Sports Grill post-game show. So we have a full timeout on the floor. We'll take a full one with them, as we'll be back for the conclusion of this contest coming up next right here on KDSJ Sports.
Of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects, from a pickup load to thousands of ton. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
It's back. The $9.95 Thursday Steak Special returns to Deadwood at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. As you dine on delicious bites, watch the Gold Dust Casino action from a table overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 200 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. Then use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels located off Main Street, right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
Here we go, as the final 9.7 seconds left in this contest, as St. Thomas More trying to run out the rest of the clock, as St. Thomas More doing a great job keeping it away from the Spartans. And Eisenbarth wants to commit the foul, but it's going to be too little too late, as St. Thomas More breaks a 3-game losing streak to the Spearfish Spartans. Final score 50-40. Spearfish had a few chances this contest, couldn't quite convert offensively, as again, both teams were relatively close until halftime, and then St. Thomas More really started to dominate from inside the paint.
They did, and after that happened, Spearfish didn't quite have an answer, couldn't quite keep up in scoring, missed some maybe bunnies, some easy ones that would have tightened this up a little bit. Maybe not gotten them over the hump, but all in all, a really good first half by Spearfish. And they got to figure out how to finish a game, stay with the good team, which St. Thomas More is. I think, despite losing, probably one of the best efforts by Spearfish this year.
Most definitely. Look at scoring now for St. Thomas More as our Stadium Sports Grill post-game show, brought to you by the folks at the Stadium Sports Grill in Spearfish, where sports fans meet. As we'll start off with the St. Thomas More Lady Cavs. I got them piled up, and these are unofficial stats. led by Rachel Hyde with 13, Leighton Shear with 12, all in the second half. 6 points from Ella Schreiber. Also, Bryn Donnelly, she had, I believe, I think she had 2 threes. So I think she had 6. 8 points from Anna Henry, 4 points from Caitlin Strain, 3 points from Emily Crawford. That's scoring for the St. Thomas More Lady Cavs. Meanwhile, Spearfish was led in scoring. And once I get these tallied up unofficially, I believe Bowman was the leading scorer. She had 16 unofficially. Kate Scharf had 12. And let me see here. So we have 16 for Adeline Bowman for Spearfish, 12 points from Kate Scharf, 7 from Sierra Sanford, 3 from Anna Eisenbarth, and 2 points from Tierson Grubb. Again, those are all unofficial.
Gotcha.
Let's name a superior performer for this contest, being brought to you by the folks at Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish, where you can give them a call at 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. Paul, you have the honors.
All right. The Superior Auto Solutions, superior performance of the game tonight, Kate Scharf.
Kate Scharf.
Yeah.
Kate Scharf is your superior performer of this contest. She had 12 points. Really, it was a loss, but it was a nice get-back game for Kate Scharf, able to score from the outside, hit a few big shots. Couldn't quite get the defense back to what it was, but the offense back to what it was. But again, good effort by Kate Scharf. Again, she second on the team in scoring with 12 points. Kate Scharf is your superior performer for this contest, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Spearfish will now be at home on Tuesday when they take on Rapid City Central. That game will be here on KDSJ-TV and on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV on Tuesday. Live from the Spearfish High School gym at St. Thomas More, the Lady Cavs will next take on Sturgis, also on Thursday here at home. Coming up next, we'll have, they will conclude this stream and join us on KDSJ-TV on the boys stream right here on the same YouTube channel and the same Facebook page as, again, the Spartans ranked 3rd in Class AA, going up against the always very talented and highly athletic St. Thomas More Cavaliers. Coming up here in a few moments here on KDSJ-TV, that will conclude this stream. Join us on the other side on KDSJ-TV. For Paul James, I'm Clayson Davis. We'll see you guys at the start of the boys game.